Hello, dear viewer. That's right, it's another RAR, and this time, it's the one you've been waiting for, the RAR on Yahtzee. But I'm going to do things a little bit differently this time. I've enlisted the help of my friend, Razorfist.
Howdy.
And this time, we're going to do the review in his style.
There's a mortal truth I've come to realize in all my time as a self-important internet pseudo-celebrity. Stupid people love British accents. It makes them feel smarter by osmosis. But what they love more than British accents are people with British accents speaking very quickly. It's an observation of this fact that years ago I made the choice
to speed up all of my audio in my editing program.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. And speaking of things that are made up, I'm from Australia, but I don't identify myself as being from there. No, that would run contrary to my aim as a bleeding faux intellectual. I'm from Britain. Britain! That's where smart people come from, don't they? Of course, it's also where Ozzy Osbourne comes from, and he didn't have 2 brain cells to carry a fucking static charge even before he snorted all the cocaine in Afghanistan, but please do me a favor and pay no attention to the man behind that curtain. Is my bargain basement Basil Fawlty impression wearing on your nerves yet? Oh, and have you noticed how I can't help but place undue emphasis on the penultimate syllable of every sentence? It's like the verbal equivalent of an applause sign, and the frequency with which I use this pointless comedic trope makes me the online equivalent of Jimmy Fallon. Oh, and it's been about 2 paragraphs since I last told a lazy dick joke. Dicks. Now that I've fulfilled my phallic quota, you'll note that I say paragraphs rather than minutes. The reasoning behind this is simple. I'm transparently reading from a script. You see, comedians can do this thing called improvise, but that's not for me. Nope, no, not dear old Nazi, no. See, I began my career as a journalist, and I use this term in the loosest possible sense of the word. Now that I've used the word loose, I suppose I'm honor-bound to make a lazy vaginal metaphor. But it's still got to be at least vaguely video game related. Oh, but I'm still several paragraphs in, and I still haven't mentioned even one moment of gameplay in the title I'm supposedly reviewing, haven't I? Well, let's kill 2 birds with one lazy metaphor, shall we? Donkey Kong Country's control scheme is a lot more loose than Megan Fox's labia majora. My, that was witty with a side of wit sauce, washed down with a tall glass of wit. Never mind that wit is a talent entirely separate from ability to read from a script heavily enhanced by my premium subscription to thesaurus.com. Now for my incredibly comprehensive analyses of the game in question. Donkey Kong Country is a video game made with graphics and programming. It also utilizes a controller as well. But now I've gone at least 20 seconds without an obvious yet convoluted analogy, so clench your butt cheeks in preparation for here it is. Donkey Kong Country's graphics are a bit like the hastily MS-painted illustrations I use to enhance the only vaguely comedic analyses I repeatedly spew from my fish and chips repository. Does it matter if the background is yellow, blue, green? Certainly not. You'd readily swill my fecal matter if there was a free zero punctuation t-shirt involved. But as you can see from my recent travel plans, the escapist isn't financially equipped to deal with that eventuality. The escapist sea-begging is a bit like Peter Molyneux's hairline. It's receding at the behest of an angry audience. He should go out and buy himself a cheap fedora hat from the Salvation Army to cover that up. Worked for me. And have I mentioned in the last 5 seconds how much I despise Peter Molyneux's very existence? Peter Molyneux drives a pickup truck carved from unicorn ivory and fueled by Indian tears. The Holocaust is a direct result of Peter Molyneux turning up the heat in his apartment. Peter Molyneux invented Al-Qaeda. My vitriolic obsession with Peter Molyneux is only faintly homoerotic. If you were to penetrate my quivering anus, I assure you I would only enjoy it for the minimum amount of time required by Australian law. I blame him for the fact that I keep reusing the same good things are represented by candy simile I can't seem to shake from virtually every video I make. It's almost like my childhood consisted completely of being lured into windowless vans with offers of chocolate, only to find out that chocolate had a different meaning. But I digress. At least Peter Molyneux doesn't make Nintendo games. Whenever I see the Nintendo logo, my vision goes completely red and I lose all memory of my actions for at least a 24-hour period. The last time I played a Wii game, I woke up in Toronto with 3 dead male prostitutes piled beneath me, and my next bowel movement yielded the rediscovery of my car keys, which was an unprecedented turn of events, as it means that at one point in time I actually generated something useful. Multiplayer games inspire a similarly irrational hatred in yours truly for 2 two reasons. One, because my last actual friend committed suicide by repeatedly bludgeoning himself in the face with a shovel, and two, because people enjoy multiplayer games. And games aren't for enjoyment, they're an excuse for me to talk about farts, Peter Molyneux, and my blind hatred for Nintendo. They also commit the unpardonable sin of providing me with an income. Also, have you ever noticed how I never use actual video game footage in my videos? That egregious oversight can be attributed to my laziness and is only taught by the fact that I frequently end my videos mid-sentence.
Well, that's Yahtzee in a nutshell. Yeah, think I'm being too harsh, too judgmental, perhaps a little too snarky maybe? Well, before you make that decision, I'd like you to see just what kind of a person it is who's making those videos that some of you just die for.
Hello, my name's Yahtzee. I'm one of the owners. I also host the Trivia Nights, and professionally I'm a writer and video game critic and novelist. If you see me around, want to come up and say hi, then please don't. Maintain a distance of at least 5 to 6 feet.
Unless there's a bullet coming my way, in which case feel free to jump in front of it. Yeesh, it's not like some of you haven't already considered that potential prospect.
And regard me with awe and respect.
Wow, what a humble and not at all self-loving, open and friendly guy he is.
Yeah, he doesn't deserve your pity. No one should look up to or respect someone like that. But if that is who you aspire to be, then do us all a favor. When and if you become big, or at least moderately famous, don't charge your loving, naive, and loyal fans $20,000 just for the privilege of seeing your mug, because that's a truly douchey thing to do. Anyhow, that's all I have for you today. Till next time, dear viewer.